40 million people from D.C. to Boston are about to get absolutely buried this weekend, and most of them have no idea what's coming. I'm talking 18 to 24 inches of snow, blizzard conditions, and winds gusting over 60 miles per hour along the coast. But here's what changed overnight that has every meteorologist I know freaking out. The models just shifted this thing 100 miles west. Cities that thought they dodged this, you're now directly in the bullseye. Drop your city in the comments and I'll tell you exactly what you're facing. Look at this map right here. See that red zone? That's the potential 2-foot snow zone, and it's now tracking right over New York, Philly, and Boston. Yesterday morning, this storm was forecast to stay out at sea. This morning, it's a direct hit on the entire I-95 corridor. Here's the timeline. Friday night, snow starts in the Carolinas. Saturday morning, it reaches D.C. and Philadelphia. Saturday afternoon, New York and Boston get slammed. By Sunday morning, we could see snowfall rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour. That's when travel becomes absolutely impossible. Now, I know you're wondering, is this really going to happen? 3 major models are all showing the same thing. The European model, the GFS, and the Canadian are all locked in on a major coastal storm developing Saturday into Sunday. The only question now isn't if this happens, it's exactly where the heaviest snow band sets up. And that comes down to about 50 miles of track difference. Watch this. Here's yesterday's European model run. See how the storm is tracking well offshore? That would mean minimal snow for the coast. Now look at this morning's run. The low pressure has jumped about 100 miles closer to the coastline. That shift is the difference between 2 inches and 2 feet. The GFS model is showing something even more aggressive. Look at this. The storm intensifies rapidly as it moves up the coast. We're talking about pressure dropping from 1,005 millibars down to 975 millibars in less than 24 hours. That's bomb cyclone territory. When these coastal storms explode like that, they produce incredible snowfall rates and dangerous winds that create complete whiteout conditions. Let me show you the snow forecast maps because this is what you really want to see. The actual predicted totals. Look at this. The National Weather Service blend is showing widespread 12 to 18 inches from D.C. through Boston. But notice this darker purple zone? That's where some models are showing 24 to 30 inches, and that includes New York City and Boston. If you're in New York City, Boston, Providence, or Hartford, you're looking at 18 to 30 inches of snow. Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore, you're in the 12 to 20 inch range. And even Charlotte and Raleigh could see 6 to 12 inches. Now here's what makes this storm so dangerous. The cold air is already locked in place across the entire East Coast. Minneapolis is sitting at negative 43 degrees right now, which by the way is literally colder than the surface of Mars. Chicago's at negative 10 with wind chills hitting negative 30. Detroit and Milwaukee are in the same brutal deep freeze. That Arctic air mass is not moving, which means when this moisture arrives, it's all coming down as heavy snow. There's no chance of rain. And while half the country is about to get buried in snow, LA is sitting at 70 degrees with sunshine. The contrast right now is absolutely insane. Watch this animation of how the storm develops. See how the snow starts light on Friday evening in the Carolinas. Then Saturday morning, it intensifies rapidly as it moves into the mid-Atlantic. And by Saturday afternoon, the heaviest bands are over the Northeast. Notice how the snow rates increase to 2, 3, even 4 inches per hour at the peak of the storm Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's when visibility drops to near zero. Roads become completely impassable, and you absolutely cannot be driving. Now let me talk about the wind forecast, because this isn't just about snow totals. The winds could be absolutely devastating. Look at this wind gust forecast. We're looking at sustained winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour with gusts of 60 to 70 along the coast. Cape Cod, Long Island, and the Jersey Shore could see gusts approaching 80 miles per hour if this storm really bombs out. That combination of heavy wet snow and powerful winds means widespread power outages are likely. We're talking potentially hundreds of thousands of people losing electricity. And remember, it's already below zero in many areas. Losing power in these temperatures is not just inconvenient, it's genuinely dangerous. New York City is sitting at 10 to 25 degrees right now, with about 8 to 12 inches of snow still on the ground from this past weekend's storm. Roads are already icy, some schools are delayed, and now you could be looking at another 18 to 24 inches on top of what's already there. Boston is at 5 to 20 degrees with heavy snow lingering from the weekend, and if this storm tracks right, you could see 2 to 3 feet total. Philadelphia is experiencing 5 to 20 degrees with dangerous road conditions. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore are both at 10 to 25 degrees with lingering snow and ice. Providence, Hartford, and the rest of southern New England are at 5 to 20 degrees, and you're right in the bullseye for the heaviest snow. Charlotte and Raleigh, you're at 25 to 45 degrees with ice from the weekend, and the storm could bring significant snow to your areas. Richmond and Norfolk are at 20 to 40 degrees and 25 to 45 degrees. Pittsburgh is dealing with 5 to 20 degrees and up to 18 inches of snow still on the ground. Dallas and Houston are recovering from their ice storm at 20 to 40 degrees and 25 to 45 degrees. New Orleans and Memphis are at 35 to 55 degrees and 25 to 45 degrees. All right, let me address the questions I'm already getting. First, when will we know for sure exactly where this tracks? Thursday evening into Friday morning is when the models will lock in on a final solution. That's when I'll have specific city-by-city totals. Second, what's the worst-case scenario? If the storm tracks right along the coast and rapidly intensifies, we're looking at blizzard conditions. That means 2 to 3 feet of snow, 70 miles per hour winds, complete travel shutdown, widespread power outages, and this lasting into Monday. Third, should I travel this weekend? If you have travel plans from Friday through Sunday anywhere in the Northeast, start making backup plans now. Airlines will start canceling flights by Friday if this forecast holds, and roads could be impassable for days. Now let me talk about preparation. Stock up on food and water for at least 3 days, because if you get 2 feet of snow, you're not leaving your house for a while. Get your medications filled now. Make sure you have batteries, flashlights, and a way to charge your phone if the power goes out. If you have a generator, test it today to make sure it works, and get fuel for it. But remember, generators stay outside, away from windows. Fill up your car with gas now, because gas stations could lose power or have long lines once this storm is imminent. If you have elderly neighbors or family members, check on them today. Make sure they have what they need and a plan if they lose power. Watch this pressure forecast. See how the central pressure drops from 1,005 millibars on Friday evening to potentially 975 millibars by Saturday afternoon. That rate of intensification meets the definition of a bomb cyclone, which is when pressure drops 24 millibars in 24 hours. When these storms bomb out like that, they can produce thunder snow, lightning in the snow bands, and snowfall rates that are just incredible. The snow comes down so fast that plows can't keep up with it, and that's when roads become completely impassable. Look at this satellite loop showing how the storm develops. See that comma shape forming? That's classic nor'easter structure. The tighter that circulation gets, the stronger the winds and the heavier the snowfall rates in those banding features. Look at Saturday night into Sunday morning. We're looking at sustained snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour across a wide area. When snow is coming down that fast, you can't shovel fast enough to keep up. And this is when people get stranded on highways for hours. If this storm produces 24 to 30 inches for New York City and Boston, like some models are showing, that would rank in the top 5 snowstorms on record for both cities. The combination of heavy snow, strong winds, and the fact that there's already snow on the ground makes this potentially very significant. It's similar in some ways to the blizzard of 1996 or the 2015 storm, where you had rapid intensification and massive snow totals. The National Weather Service just updated their hazardous weather outlook, highlighting the potential for a significant winter storm this weekend. They're using phrases like potential for heavy snow and strong winds, which tells you they're taking this seriously. Winter storm watches will likely be issued Thursday for areas in the path, and those would be upgraded to warnings Friday if the forecast holds. The Arctic air mass stays locked in place through next week. Temperatures will remain well below normal, and any snow that falls will stick around. All right, let me summarize everything so you know exactly where we stand. A major coastal storm is forecast to develop Saturday. The potential is there for 18 to 30 inches of snow from D.C. through Boston, with the highest amounts right along the coast. Blizzard conditions are possible, with winds gusting 60 to 70 miles per hour, creating whiteout conditions and making travel impossible. All major models agree this is going to be a significant storm. If you're anywhere from the Carolinas through New England, prepare now. Get your supplies, make your backup plans, and stay tuned for updates because this forecast is still evolving. I'll be providing updates constantly. Drop your city in the comments and let me know what specific information would help you most. Are you more concerned about timing, totals, or wins? Let me know and I'll address it in the next update. Subscribe now so you don't miss the updates. By Thursday evening, we'll have much more clarity on exactly what's going to happen. The potential for a major storm is real and it's coming soon. Stay safe, stay informed, and make sure you're prepared. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next update.